season, it's always one of the most challenging days of your year is your final day, your final day of season. No matter how it ends, it's just so emotional and difficult because you've had so many of these girls have been in the program for so many years, and you just develop strong relationships with these young kids, and then you have to say goodbye to them. And especially with this year going the way that it did, it was so that we had just a handful of things we had to go through, deal with, and it just I was just so impressed with the resiliency of our older girls and the examples that they showed to those younger student athletes that are going to be up and coming. They stayed positive, they kept working hard, we all stayed unified as a group, and I was really impressed with the way they handled this season. Well, they mean everything, as we ended up, as before you came in here, we had our little team gathering, and there was a lot of emotion and just a lot of gratitude from the younger players. They expressed it verbally. Many of them spoke up and just said they look so much, especially when you go through a tough season like we have, and the way they handled themselves. It really was a great example for the younger girls, and they're going to take that with them. I'm really happy about that.
I've definitely made some of the bestest friends of my life. This is a gorgeous area to be in, and I've learned so much just from the community and volleyball, and I've met just so many amazing people, and I would never ever take it back.
Being a transfer student, I went to University of Montana before this, but Humboldt was always the dream. I loved it here. When I was a kid, I used to come up here and visit, and in high school I was always like, I want to go to Humboldt State. And I ended up transferring here, and I don't regret it one single bit. I wouldn't have wanted to spend my college experience anywhere else. I love the community, I love my girls. I think that it really has formed me to be the person that I am today, and I, again, wouldn't trade it for anything.
I just think Humboldt is such a special place, and I think being on a team where we all agree and we all love Humboldt so much that it's really been awesome.
Hearing everyone cheer for us is the best feeling in the world. We go to all these different places to play, and no one has anywhere near the same crowd that we get. Our fans are amazing, and they really push us. When I get an awesome day and I just hear everyone cheer, the people.
It's really special.
Very emotional. Yeah. For me, I'm a walk-on, so I didn't even, when I came up here, volleyball was the last thing on my mind. But then I was like, I kind of miss it. And then met the team, and I was like, yes, we're going to do this. Senior year, went all out, we have a great group of fans. Everything, all the girls are great. It was very emotional today. A lot of things going on, a lot of things to think about.
I definitely think it hit me right at the end. When I saw everyone else crying, I was like, oh geez. I was like, oh no, I thought I was going to do this later. Yeah. But it was awesome. It was happy, sad, just like they said, bittersweet.
Great good ending.
Yeah.
The COVID year, it was okay, maybe that was the last one, so it's kind of just been touch and go for a minute there, but I'm just so grateful I got one last season with the crowd, with the fans, with the girls, with our coaches. I'm just really happy that I was able to finish out my career here. We weren't really expecting at the beginning of the year to even have a crowd. It was kind of a surprise, and it wouldn't have been the same environment without them at all. I think that they motivate us a lot, for sure. We love having everybody there, all of our friends, and even people that we don't know. They're people will message me on Instagram, oh, amazing game, and stuff like that, and it's just the community here is something completely different than anywhere I've ever experienced anywhere else. So I'm really glad that we got to have everybody here this season.
Great community, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. A lot of support.
Oh, it was so good. It was so good to get back in here. And like they said, we didn't even know when we returned, would we be able to have fans? Would we be playing in masks? How were things going to go? Was our season going to be impacted by COVID? Which fortunately we got through that. I'm proud of the girls for being vigilant, staying healthy, doing what they had to do to stay healthy so that we didn't have our season negatively impacted. I remember the day when Cooper Jones, our athletic director, told me that we were going to be able to have fans in the stands, and I made that announcement. The girls were ecstatic, and like they said, we have the best fans. Regardless of how this season seems to go, regardless of how the wins and the losses are going, the support in our community, in our campus, the families that follow us all up and down the state of California, not just at home, but on the road, we have the most support, and it just blows my mind, and I'm just really grateful for all of that.